All right, let's get straight into it. We're talking about internet redundancy requirements. This is a mandatory training you must complete before you can be approved, so listen closely. We're going to break down everything you need to know step by step.
So why is this such a big deal? Well, because you are handling sensitive patient health information. That means 100% reliable internet isn't just a nice to have. It is an absolute mandatory compliance requirement. There's just no gray area here.
And let's be crystal clear about the stakes. If you fail to meet these requirements, it's an automatic audit failure. No second chances, no do-overs. So our goal here is to make sure you get this right the very first time. Let's begin.
Okay, first up, Section 1. Let's talk about your primary everyday internet connection. This is your main line, and it has to be solid.
For your primary internet, there are two magic numbers you have to hit. Your download speed needs to be 25 megabits per second or higher, and your upload speed needs to be at least 10 megabits per second. These are the absolute minimums. So, how do you prove you've got the speed? It's really easy. Just go to a website like speedtest.net. You'll see a big go button right in the middle of the screen. Click it, let it do its thing, and once it's finished, take a clear screenshot of the results. Now, when you take that screenshot, it absolutely must show three things. We need to see your final download speed, your final upload speed, and, this is crucial, the current date and time have to be visible somewhere on your screen. That's how we verify the test is recent. What if your test results are too low? Simple. You must call your internet provider and upgrade your plan. Do not proceed with your submission until you have a new screenshot that proves you meet the minimum speeds. Okay, Section 2. I need you to listen very carefully here. This is the single most critical rule in this entire process, and it's where most people get it wrong. We're talking about the backup rule. This is the one rule you cannot forget. It's a deal breaker. Your backup internet connection absolutely must be from a different provider. I'm going to say that again. A different provider. It cannot be another plan from the same company. It has to be a completely separate service. So, what does different actually mean? Let me break it down. An acceptable setup would be having a cable provider as your primary and a mobile hotspot from a cellular company as your backup. That's perfect. What's not acceptable? Having two different plans from the exact same cable provider. That is not real redundancy. And why are we so strict about this? It's just common sense. If your main cable company has an outage in your neighborhood, guess what? Both of your connections will go down at the same time if they're from that same company. This rule ensures you have a true failsafe. Okay, moving on to Section 3. Now that you have a truly separate backup connection, you have to prove that it's also fast enough to work. The speed requirements for your backup are a bit lower, but they are still mandatory. You need a download speed of at least 10 megabits per second and an upload speed of at least 5 megabits per second. Now, testing your backup has one extra very important step. First, you have to completely disconnect from your primary internet. Turn off your Wi-Fi, unplug the Ethernet cable, whatever it takes. Then, connect to your backup, like your mobile hotspot. Run the speed test and take that screenshot. This is the only way we can verify the speed of the backup connection itself.
All right, we're on to Section 4, and we're almost done. This last rule about timing is just as important as the different provider rule. Pay close attention.
We cannot accept old screenshots. Not from last week, not from yesterday. The results have to be current. Both of your speed test screenshots, the one for your primary and the one for your backup, must be taken on the same day as your system report submission. This is non-negotiable. This proves to us that both of your connections are active, stable, and meeting our requirements right now on the day you're submitting your report. And just so we're absolutely clear, the official compliance policy states, quote, "Screenshots taken on different days or without the date visible will result in automatic audit failure. There are no exceptions to this rule." All right, let's wrap this all up. In this last section, we're going to quickly review the most common mistakes that lead to automatic failure. Think of this as your final checklist. So let's recap the biggest pitfalls. Number 1, using the same provider for primary and backup. Number 2, forgetting to disconnect from your primary internet before you test your backup. Number 3, submitting screenshots where we can't see the date and time. And number 4, submitting outdated screenshots from a previous day. Avoid these 4 mistakes and you will be in great shape. I know these rules are strict, but they're in place for one critical reason: to protect our clients' operations and to ensure you have uninterrupted access to patient data.
even if there's an internet outage. It all comes down to business continuity and security. So before you hit that submit button, I want you to stop and ask yourself this final question. Have I verified my providers are different? And are both of my speed tests from today? If the answer to both of those is yes, you are ready to go.